I'm Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is October the 15th, 2023. It's a Sunday. And today I'm going to do a guided reading on Netanyahu, the attack on Israel by Hamas, and all related matters to that subject. I'm using the Cyril Marchetti Gilded Tarot for the reading. And we are having an oracle card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck by Stacey DeMarco. And then, of course, there's the usual musical interlude. So this is still ongoing. This aggression or hostility, and we're all in kind of shock, right? Regarding the horrific nature of this attack. And I want to stress right now that, as far as I can see, it was not the Palestinians that attacked the Israelis. It was Hamas that attacked Israel, and then, as they have a habit of doing, went back into Gaza and used the Palestinians as a human shield. So when people say both sides, which I've heard, there isn't really two sides. It's not binary. And I'm sure people have been delving into the history of Hamas and Palestine and how this all situation came about, and how Hamas gained control about 17 years ago of Gaza and has been pretty much keeping Gaza locked down like a prison. And also the ultra-right wing of the Israeli government has been very aggressive against the Hamas, but then the Palestinians also. It's a difficult situation, but it's also a situation that, had not Netanyahu not been able to gain power, would have been changing, because the Israelis want peace in that region, and they're all right with the two-party state, but the ultra-right wing is not. So it's complicated. How many times have we seen Netanyahu almost be ousted, and then he just manages to stay in there? So this false binary view of the situation, Israelis against the Palestinians, that is really not so simple or true even. And that festival that was attacked near the Gaza border was a peace festival. And it was not just Israeli Jews, but Christians and Palestinians were there. A lot of young people who were there to enjoy, like kind of Burning Man or something like that. And the focus was on peace, for people to get along. So the perversity of that festival being chosen to create that, or to carry out that horrific massacre, it speaks volumes regarding what was going on behind the scenes. But this reading is, and it's also, I want to say about this reading, grain of salt, please. I can be wrong. This is a interpretation that I got when I asked my guides for the tarot cards and then to explain to me the situation. It doesn't mean that is how the situation is. Please, don't take me verbatim. It's a very, what should I say? The situation is very controversial, and I respect all of the different opinions. Again, I'm not saying that this is correct, but this is what the reading came to be, and I am going to do this reading, even though I have a little bit of a trepidation about it. Okay, so the subject card, the devil. So the devil in this instance, this is Hamas, right? And Hezbollah, the extreme right-wing Islamic terrorist groups that are the people carrying out this attack. But behind the scenes, Putin has been a major player. He's been the puppet master to arrange this. Also, this is Iran, the Ayatollah. This is also the Trump and Kushner and Pompeo and the concerns or the people within the part of the Trump administration that have been giving our secrets, betraying us to Putin regarding Israel's vulnerabilities, so that this attack could be carried out. So the guides did address why that question in this reading, and I will get to that. Again, grain of salt, please. Above, and I know you're thinking, what about Syria and other countries? I think Syria is a secondary player, although they're involved obviously in whomever else. But the main players, the guides showed me, Putin at the behind it, but absolutely Iran involved, and Hamas, Hezbollah, but Trump and Kushner and Pompeo. Those other sundry people who have an interest in this. And really, how much money did Trump get for those secrets? I hope Jack Smith finds out. So above is the 5 of Swords and 10 of Swords, and this is the attack. This is Hamas, and this is the massacre. Just thousands of people, thousands of Israelis and other people who were at the massacre and surrounding kibbutz, and then of course Palestinians. Just the death toll right now is just growing and horrific. It's over 2,000. In the past, Knight of Swords, this is Hamas. 6 of Pentacles, this is Putin. 10 of Pentacles. So my guides show me that Putin paid Hamas something like $40 million in cryptocurrency to carry out this attack. And so $40 million, it's an arbitrary number, more or less, but I keep on hearing 40 million. But they paid quite a bit of money to Hamas to carry this out. This wasn't just something that Hamas decided to do. This was something that... Oh, and I did read, actually, that they were trained by Putin. And I would assume that it would be the Wagner Group, Prigozhin, because they use Prigozhin's tactics, right? Prigozhin did what Hamas did to the Ukrainians. The rape and the mutilation and, the burning of villages and people, all of that definitely it's documented as human rights violations carried out by the Wagner Group. Well, Hamas was trained by the Russians via Prigozhin's Wagner Group in their methods. Whatever the Hamas had their own methodology, I'm sure, but this was something that Putin offered and was carried out, this training and how to accomplish this attack. Underneath, allegedly, but I think we're getting more and more information that that's true. If you look at the formerly Twitter, now known as X, and the news, whatever, the things keep on coming out. And below, the lovers and death. So here, this is actually Netanyahu and Putin. And so hang with me here. This is just what my guides told me. So the guides say Netanyahu betrayed Israel that yes, he had, and Israel had gotten warnings that something was in the offing, but instead of enforcing the southern border, he did the opposite, and he ignored these warnings. They say he knew this was going to happen, and he let it happen. And so in this card, there's a relationship here. This woman is getting lifted up by this soldier. So what was in it for Netanyahu? Why would he betray his own country? So what the guides say is that the ultra-right-wing and Netanyahu wanted to be done with, and still want to, I guess, Palestine once and for all. They just wanted to finish that. They wanted to end Palestine. The attack had to be incendiary enough to justify the decimation of the Palestinian people and the state, and to end the resistance against it by the Israeli people themselves. Hamas also wanted to destroy Palestine. That's why Hamas took part in it, because Hamas knew and knows that, of course, it's going to bring in major consequences to Gaza. Of course, the Israelis are going to aggressively attack Gaza, because that's what the Israelis have done in the past, and in order to get Hamas are hiding in Palestine. Probably the majority are in the tunnels below and safe. But I did see on X, formerly known as Twitter, that one of the leaders of Hamas that helped organize the massacre has been killed by an airstrike. Guides say that the leaders of Hamas actually sacrificed their people, because they factored in the end of Gaza too. And so Hamas itself is a pawn. And the phrase "kill two birds with one stone" came up. And so here you have Netanyahu being aware that not just would this problematic ongoing drain on Israel, which is Gaza, or the Palestinians, would end, but Hamas would be wiped out too. Netanyahu knew that, because overall Netanyahu was involved, allegedly, and aware of what was going to happen potentially with these other players, like the leaders of Hamas, who actually are the ones who got the money, got the cryptocurrency, Putin, Iran, etc. It's a diabolical plan, but that's what the guides say. That's why Netanyahu allowed it to happen, because it had to be, I know this sounds so crazy, but it had to be that horrific, or I keep on saying horrific, I'm sorry about that, but the atrocity had to be as such that the other players in the Israeli government, who are the peaceniks, and the Israeli people themselves, would just go, okay, yeah, go ahead, because we're not going to protest this anymore. Forget about peace with Palestine. Let's go for it. That's what he cynically thought would happen, according to my guides. But the guides went on to say the unplanned consequence is the end of Netanyahu himself, because the more the Israelis are finding out how much they were betrayed by Netanyahu, the more they will gather the momentum and the solidarity to get rid of him. So he's ended himself. He thought it would make him stronger, bring his fascism on. That's what he wanted to put into power in Israel, a kind of fascistic government where he could be there forever, like Putin's there forever, as long as he lives in Russia. But that's not what's actually going to happen. It's going to actually be the opposite, and give the Israelis the determination to bring in a stronger democracy. Okay, so the next card that comes up in the future here is the Four of Swords, And the guides say this is a ceasefire. This is the counting of the dead. Like there's going to be a lull in this fighting, and the actual reality of this attack, the casualties, the count is going to come now. That's the next thing. And the guides say there will be a truce. It's not going to become a huge conflagration like the players want it to be. I keep on hearing Trump and his his demented speeches now. He's just garbling nonsense, but he is saying this. I heard that loud and clear, that now the United States has to go to war with Iran. He said that so many times, so you know that if he's saying that, that is the game plan. That he, and my guides say he thinks that the reason this is the case is that it will help him get back into power, because Biden will become a very unpopular president because we are now embroiled in a war with Iran. That's what he wants. That's what he's getting out of this, to get back into power. And that's the kind of man Trump is. So remember that, as I said before, and the guides say, but I think it's pretty common knowledge now, he sold Israeli intelligence regarding vulnerabilities to Vladimir Putin, and I'm sure probably Iran and whomever, and other secrets about Israel, and also America's plans for protecting Israel and America's own security plans, all of that. It's just hard to fathom. What a monster, right? Trump is a monster. And he just sees everything as a big grift and a way, where do I make money out of this? How can I get some? And how can I stay out of the consequences, so that I don't care about running the country. I just want to, get as much as I can, and I want to be protected so that I can continue to be shielded from the law and the justice system. I'll do whatever it takes. And he's totally in love with fascism and being a fascist. And anybody who is a fascist, that's who Trump loves. And did you hear him say that Hamas was strong and smart? And he believes that. So the overriding card here, or the clarifying card, is the Tower. And yes, obviously this is the attack, Hamas's attack on the festival and Israelis and the situation that's going on in Palestine. Because of it, the bombing of Palestine now, and what over 1 million Palestinians are expected to be out of there in 24 hours. It's impossible. So we pray for the Palestinians to find safety and for peace to be restored, of course. But this is the clarifying card, this attack, and the future. This is the guide stepping in again and saying there will be, this is a wheel of fortune, the outcome, and the star. So many changes are coming. Putin, they say, and again, I think I've been saying this for years, but the death of Putin, and with the death of Putin comes the defeat of fascism, and then the star, and this is healing. So they want to emphasize that the Palestinians and the Israelis will come together. There will be peace, and because this attack happened, in a way, there will be peace. So that is my reading on Netanyahu and Hamas and the attack, and I know it's a little convoluted, but as I was getting this information from the guides, it was just so shocking. It's not that I didn't know that Netanyahu was ultra right wing and terrible for Palestine, but I didn't see the depth of this Machiavellian, this maniacal deal. Like who would do that? But these people are on that level, beyond where we can fathom. So that is the reading. I hope you're all okay. I know this such a difficult situation. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say, and I did. Can you say tweet still? I did tweet about it on X. My guys want to say, be careful what you're seeing in social media, because they're right from the beginning, and this was part of this whole attack, in a way, this conspiracy, or this plan involving Twitter and Elon Musk and the people who own Twitter, to cause huge amounts of disinformation and misinformation. Because why? The major reason is that they want to cause more division amongst people. They don't want all of us coming together. They just want people to be in disarray. They want us to be like the Five of Wands. They want us to be at odds with each other. So just take a breath. Remember that the majority of the world wants peace. And we're going to have to figure out a way to get there, all of us together. All right, let's go on to the Oracle card. And it is the Path. The Path. The way is open. The way is open for you. The path is illuminated. Begin the journey now. Respond and take action. We must be courageous and move forward. I am open and responsive to the opening of the way. When we accept where we are, acknowledge what needs to change and grow, and begin to love ourselves more completely, the direction of our lives begins to change. We often decide we want to follow a more authentic way for ourselves, and our desires become more aligned with the needs, wants, and values of ourselves. The path is lit, and now it is time to walk upon it. The path. Okay, you guys, I'll always remind you that I am available for personal readings. My information is below on in the description box, and also at the end of the musical interlude that's coming up next. I love you. Take care. I'll be back next Sunday. Bye-bye.